Matt, not unusual for it to take a long time for information to come out after a devastating storm like that.
Absolutely, because the infrastructure has just been devastated, if not completely destroyed, over parts of Jamaica. And now we're only probably about an hour away from second landfall in Cuba. I'll show you in just a minute. But first, this really amazing high-resolution, minute-by-minute satellite loop of Melissa as the eye was making landfall in western Cuba earlier during the day today. Now, here's the most recent imagery, and you can see the eye has sort of reformed and re-emerged right there. And look, it's just south of the coast of Cuba. So again, give it an hour or so, it's going to be making landfall yet again. Now, it is now a Category 3, sustained winds of 125, gusts to 160. The pressure is a lot higher than it was 24 hours ago before it hit Jamaica, but still, this is a force to be reckoned with, and it maintains major hurricane strength even as it crosses Cuba. It's picked up some pace. It's running at about 10 miles an hour now, which is a whole lot better than the 2 miles an hour it was when it was south of Jamaica. So it emerges into the Bahamas as a major hurricane, a Category 3, then will weaken into a Category 2, and then eventually a 1 as it approaches Bermuda. So we're going to be hearing a lot more from Melissa before this thing finally winds down and heads up into the North Atlantic. It is not the strongest storm ever in the Atlantic basin, but it's one of them. Third strongest, actually. The strongest was Hurricane Wilma. Barometric pressure dropped all the way down to 882 millibars. For a reference point, average barometric pressure on the planet, 1,013 millibars. So anything above that we consider high pressure. You start getting below that, it's low pressure. This is unbelievably low. And keep in mind, Wilma came after Hurricane Katrina in the same year. Gilbert crossed Jamaica, but it went from east to west, moved at a pretty good clip, and it was just a Category 3 when it did that. But that dropped to 888 millibars in 1988, and that was the lowest pressure until Wilma came along. Melissa now in third place. Now, the lowest ever on the planet was an Eastern Pacific hurricane named Patricia 10 years ago, dropped to 872 millibars. So again, pretty impressive stuff with Melissa. Here's our rainfall. Moving on through, I kind of love this because it came at night and it's going to move out by morning. In fact, maybe a few showers early, then we're done and the sky clears and we climb to the 60s because it will be a warm night. So we'll have a higher starting point with our low temperature, be able to climb into the 60s. Sunset tomorrow, 6:01, our last sunset after 6 p.m. of the year. Here goes our storm. Once that moves through, high pressure builds in for a couple of days, and you can see it in the modeling here. There's really not much going on Wednesday afternoon, some scattered clouds on Thursday. Then on Friday, this is Friday at 10 a.m., there's rain offshore, but the cool thing about this is the rain now is actually a little bit farther west than it was just a few model iterations ago at the same time. So I'm becoming a little more confident in my forecast that it won't rain on trick-or-treaters on Friday night, but it will after about midnight. Rainfall with this system, as you see it, be about 1/3 of an inch. We hit 57 today for our high temperature in Portland, and it is still in the 50s right now, or 50 degrees as the light rain continues to fall. So the rain overnight will end. We'll get clearing tomorrow. We'll get up to about 60, 61 degrees. Hit 60 again on Thursday. Some fog in the morning. May see some fog tomorrow morning too. Halloween, it clouds up, but again, I think the rain holds off till midnight or so Friday night, just in time for those little ghosts and goblins to go to bed.
Good news for Halloween. Thanks, Matt.
You bet.